It is vacation eve. Let's get wild with it. Let's get lit. Okay, let me calm down. I'm ODing right now. What it do? What it do? Just got off work. Got a lot to do. Tomorrow, broskies, I'm going to New Orleans, and you coming with me, for sure. For sure. Why am I going to hot-ass New Orleans, you may ask? Because I love it down there. Now, I don't know if you've been. I've been to New Orleans several times. I'll probably go again. It's just a city that the first time I went down there, I had like an instant connection with it, and I just fell in love. You know what I mean? I fell in love. It's kind of similar to where I live now in a sense. They're like two different worlds, but similar at the same time. You know, it's an old city, has a lot of history, food, more history, more food, drinks. The libations will be happening, and we don't pour it out for the brothers. We pour it down for them because that's how we pay our respects. But there's a lot to do in the meantime, in between time. Like, look at me, I'm woofing. I gotta cut my hair. I ain't packed a single pair of drawers, not even one. Okay, not even my emergency drawers that I put on like my carry-on bag and stuff like that. I'm hoping when I go down there, I can find Tiana. I might, you know, I'm going with a girl, but I might have to leave her there if I find Tiana because she was a hard worker. All right, she would go home, lay down, jump right back up and go to Duke's. She was entrepreneurial. Okay, she could cook. Love them beignets though, but seriously, it's a nice city. It is hot though. It's humid. So you better be ready for that because it will suck your soul right out of you. If you ain't, you know, moisturized and you ain't had a bunch of liquids, you might die. But it is a good time. There's lots of things to do. And I feel like when I go down there, I don't really get a chance to experience everything I want to, you know, experience in that short period of time because you don't really spend a lot of time down there. Like, you don't say, hey, I'm gonna go to New Orleans for like a week. You know, you go for a few days and then you dip. On the way down there, I got a layover in Atlanta. You know, peace up, A-Town down, as they say, for all my Atlanta aliens. And the plan is to go to the Trap Music Museum and see what's there, then go back to the airport, hop on a plane, go to New Orleans, and get this joint jumping. But right now I gotta get myself together. Come on, you come with me. So I have waited, gotta do the ghetto thing. So I have waited completely to the last minute to start trying to get myself together. I should have been packed days ago. I get crazy anxiety when it's time to pack for a trip. It just makes me go like bonkers. Like, it just puts so much pressure on me to like, I don't know, like to feel like you gotta pack perfectly for the occasion when a lot of times it's not like that. And recently, you know, I started traveling for work just a little bit more often, and I was leaving like every week, and so now it's just like a little bit more comfortable with it. So I'm about to get myself packed while I watch my homegirl, Natalie Stringfield, on the television and listen to her because she was the one that kind of got me motivated to get back into the YouTube space. So I'm just going to listen to her while I get everything together and probably need to put a shirt on or something like that. So let's get that done. Check this out. Check this bad boy out. This is my blow on my cartridge shirt. Go on and get a close up on that. You want one of these babies? You can get it in my merch shop on Etsy. You know what I mean? Especially those of you that, you know, grew up like I did in the 80s. You know, the 80s was crazy. You know what I mean? You had those cartridges, you had to blow them, but now we use those same skills to blow on other things, if you know what I mean. It's 4:56 in the morning. I don't have to tell you how disgusting that is. So, I won't. But I'm here. And waiting for the rest of my party. She should be here in a second. And then we're going to take this flight to Atlanta. You know, I thought we were going to see the Trap Museum, but that joint is not open till 4 o'clock. and our flight is at like 3:30, so gotta think of something else to do in the meantime, in between time. See y'all over there. So the trip to the Trap Museum was a total bust because they were closed. I guess I should have done my research, and so I had to quickly 180 and pivot and find something else to do to occupy the time, which was the world of Coca-Cola. Now, this was a cool place, not only because you get to learn about the history of Coca-Cola, but you also get to try like over 100 and some odd different flavors of drinks that they produce from all over the world that appeal to those cultures, which means that as an American, sometimes you feel like some of those flavors are straight butt cheeks, but they probably think the same thing about ours. Now, I didn't get the opportunity to film any of that because I was just having a good time and forgot to hit record. Go. No?
Oh. What are you? This is stuck. That was a natural reaction. Stop. This one's really good. I never even seen this before.
What's that? Day 2, we started off with breakfast at the Ruby Slipper with food and drink flights, and then it was off to the Sazerac House, which is home of the Sazerac whiskey, to do a tropical cocktail class.
Carpet, and eventually they actually tore up the floor and replaced it all together. Apparently, the heating bill was hurting the hotel's bottom.
So during the ghost tour, the tour operator turned on these floodlights, and that's why I'm gonna pause right here, because this lady came out screaming and crazy like I thought she was a ghost, but turns out she was the owner and was just pissed. Here we are at the house that was in American Horror Story Coven. Shit look creepy. After we left, a crackhead jumped in front of our tour bus, twerking incessantly, and would not leave until we gave her some bread. That's a real ghost. Give it a good show.
You doing good with stuff with your bread.
She died and were entombed within.
We are coming up on the Gumbo Shop. Let me give me some lunch. How big is the nails done? I heard good things about this place, so let's see. Check this out. Crab cake with shrimp. Jonas bus. So we have the shrimp creole, seafood gumbo with okra, crawfish etouffee, and a little mint julep on the side because you know I love a little whiskey. Stuffed. Totally stuffed. I'm gonna make my way down to the Carousel Bar now. See what's happening down there. Last time I came, it was so busy I couldn't get in, but it's been pretty easy to get into places this time around. There really hasn't been any lines. So let's check this joint out. Come on, let's go. Now, I was hella excited to go on this swamp tour, and then I got a call from the tour operator saying that the package I booked, which came with transportation, there weren't enough people who booked, so they were going to cancel my ticket. And I was like, no, because I don't have anything else planned to do, so I will find my own ride. And they were nice enough to refund me some of my bread back, and that made Jason very happy. so we finally made it. And just waiting to kind of board. They give you a wristband, wait for them to call your color. And then we're going on this boat trip into the swamp. Check back with you.
All right, folks, look, y'all got to watch your head. We've got a big step here. Big step. Watch your step.
Now everything starts off pretty smooth enough, calm, safe as can be, not a gator in sight. Just pushing off a little bit and getting ready. Now believe it or not, there are people that actually live out there in the swamp, along the swamp, as you can see. Some of them live there for a season, and some of these folks actually like live there, like by choice, you know. But yeah, hey, to each his own. It's fun to them.
And of course, folks, this is the time to not put your hands through the rails.
Of course not.
I know that seems crazy, but every tour I have somebody stick their hands through the rails. I guess they think that's funny. But it's not the alligator that you see that's going to take your hand off. It's the one you don't see. So if you'll notice, the water's a little cloudy, but you'll see they'll drop their arms down to the side and use their tail as the propulsion. The back end of the tail is flat, like a paddle. And that's how they move themselves along.
Oh, bro, we are making eye contact. I don't like it. That's a baby.
So I was saying before, it's called a fish biscuit, and it's fish meal held together with gelatin. It's about as natural of a food as you can feed them. You know, you want to give them something that's fairly
He thinks he's
good for them, I guess you could say.
Now there are other kinds of animals, all manners of animals out there in the swamp, just besides gators. If you're lucky enough to see something else, I think this is a blue heron, maybe, and it's like spearing. It's using its beak to spear that fish to make sure it's dead. We tried to, like, you know, hang out and see if that joint would eat it in front of us, but we just made it feel uncomfortable, and so eventually we had to push off.
It's one of the biggest. One of the biggest. Big.
That we've seen, yeah. Not one of the biggest around. No.
Big.
See, they just come out of nowhere, too, you know? Oh, they just start coming out.
There's another one.
Love tourists.
Here it is.
Yeah, they start hissing. Don't stick your head out this side.
Men det var då.
He said this is this.
Oh, there's 3 of them right here.
Right here, cuz. And this man not playing.
Well, okay, so alligators typically grow a foot a year until they hit 6 feet, and then they start to grow inches a year after that.
That's wild, D.
Ja. Då zijn ze zo 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Oh, ja.
It's me jumping.
Well,
Yes,
there's
it is.
only
This is
one
not
way,
equipped
and
for
it's
me,
this
baby.
time of the year.
That one's huge.
That one's not even 1 foot.
Oh no, guys, we can't watch this.
Yeah, we can.
It's a little too brutal.
It's nature.
They bite each other and stuff. That's what they do. Well, anyway, we used to get them to launch out the water with chicken. Well, one of the other swamp tour companies
one
that's
right
not
there.
in
Right there.
service
Right
anymore.
here.
The guy held the chicken out here. The gator was facing the boat.
Now this is that same bird we had come across earlier. As you can see, he's eating that fish. That joint is gone. And if you look closer, you can still see the fish in his throat. That's crazy, B. Nature.
It's got a fish. Look, it's holding the fish.
So we made it back safe and sound, everybody intact. Everybody that was on the boat when we left was still on the boat when we came back. No need to call Crocodile Dundee. Oh, man, so that swamp tour was wow, bro. Like, you know, I've done it a few times, but this time is probably the only time I've seen that many alligators at one time, right? And then there was like alligator beef, like alligators were fighting. I didn't get the chance to get the footage. Like I had just stopped recording when the alligators started fighting. You know what I mean? Wish I could have got that for y'all. And then after getting cleaned up, went back out to the Carousel Bar one more time, and then went on the Bourbon Street. I didn't get any footage of that, my bad. Just checked into the Moxie. Now this is a different type of hotel. So the front desk is actually a bar. And when you check in, you have the option to get a free drink. It's not gonna be anything fancy, but still, right? Kind of reminds me of an Aloft. It's a very different, funky kind of vibe. Looks like it's for like a younger crowd. No frills at all, but there's like a lot of stuff downstairs, like games and things like that to entertain people, pool tables, so on and so forth. And like I said, is that, you know, the front desk is a full bar as well. It looks nice down there, I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, in terms of the room, you're not gonna get much. Like I don't even think I have a refrigerator or a microwave in here anywhere. I didn't look, but there doesn't seem to be a spot for it to be. I did buy some tickets for the aquarium. It was like a 3-pack. Like you get the aquarium tickets, the zoo tickets, and the Insectarium tickets. So I'll probably go check that out in a second. I really don't feel like it, to be honest with you. But like, what else am I gonna do besides chill in the room? You know what I mean? And then there's a bar that I want to go to later, which is supposed to be like the oldest bar in the French Quarter. I think it's like the original building. There's no lights. They use candles and stuff like that. Somebody told me that also is no frills, but it's just I guess the novelty of it. But it's just something that I want to hit before I leave. So I think I might dip tomorrow, to be honest with you. You know, I was supposed to leave like late tomorrow night or maybe even Sunday, but I think I might leave tomorrow afternoon and just be done with it and get back home straight up. So let me get myself hyped up and go do this. I'm sure I'll appreciate it once I'm there. Alright, let's go.
I thought that's what he was saying.
Hello, hello, welcome in. For anyone just joining, we use a closed 2-finger storm. Welcome in. If y'all want to cut these 2 fingers, you touch them on their back and their wings.
There you go.
Now, after leaving the place where the stingrays and the manta rays and Ray's boom boom room was, I went to the penguin enclosure, as you can see there. Now, they have scheduled feeding times. I think it's like 2 times a day, and I was just lucky enough to be walking up on one of the feeding times and watch them get some sardines, jelly beans, whatever it was. I don't know. Now, this is the bird enclosure where birds just fly around free indoors, and I was just making sure I ain't getting no poop on my head.
Hey, how are you?
Good. What's that?
What's your personal favorite?
Hoppin' herb dip.
Let me try it. So I'm gonna eat this hoppin' herb dip. So which insect is in there?
Crickets.
There's crickets. Okay, doesn't look bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the Insectarium, and there's a spot where you can actually taste a bug if you want to. How brave am I? Now this is the butterfly sanctuary, which is pretty cool. You know, they have different species of butterflies flying around. I don't know why people bring their kids in here, because even though the butterflies are beautiful to you, to kids, they are just flying insects, and so they're in there just freaking the hell out. Well, that was pretty chill. That was pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. You know, in between the drinking and debauchery, you gotta do something, some type of activities, right? Fill in those gaps. Speaking of that, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and I'm starving. I'm starving, B. So let's go get some food. Let's go get some libations and chill. It's a beautiful day. It's hot as Hades outside, but we ain't gonna let it stop no show. Now, if you don't eat anywhere else while you're in the French Quarter, make sure you hit this spot. It has the Gumbo Shop beat hands down in a headlock. If you come by yourself, you probably can go straight to the bar. If you're with a party, you're going to have to wait because everyone knows it is bussin'. Make sure to ask for that crawfish trio. So after about a 10-13 minute walk, I finally made it to Lafitte's, and I was probably just a bucket of sweat by the time I got there, so I was happy to duck inside the darkness and get me an adult Slurpee before I succumb to heat stroke. Alright, so I finally made it. Chilling. Having a voodoo daiquiri, which is not normally my thing, but you know, when in Rome. So apparently, this bar, or this structure that is this bar, is the oldest structure in the U.S.
it's being used as a bar. It's been since like 1722 or something like that. It looks old as shit. It's a good time in there. You know, something I had to see. You know, part of New Orleans history before I cut out of here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next. I don't know if I'm gonna go to a cigar lounge or I'm gonna just go straight back to my hotel, do some work, go to sleep, be on this flight tomorrow. We'll see. So I thought I was going back to the room. Turns out, other plans.
Give it to me.
I promise you there's other people in here. It's not dead in here. I just found me a spot where there is nobody because I just feel like being alone. This is how it is. This channel is for extroverted introverts like myself. Sometimes we need to get away. I don't want to be around people all damn day long. Faking it.
Shut. Bro. It's been an amazing day. Can't even lie. Can't lie, won't lie, can't stop, won't stop. If you can't tell, I'm toasty by now. And I'm trying to recharge. It's still so early that, man, I might have to go back out there. I look like I'm under interrogation. You know you get fucked up, right? You went to the liquor store at 9 p.m.
Yeah, it was 12:15.
Yeah, no, it's been great, man. I can't lie. You know, like I said, it's hot as I don't know what during the day. Like super hot. The humidity is crazy. I can't even imagine how slaves actually worked out here. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they survived, because this should have killed you. Like the heat will kill you out here. On God. But so you know, I bought those tickets. You know, it's the Insectarium, the aquarium, and the zoo. But I didn't get a chance to go to the zoo because I just didn't have enough time. It closed, you know, early, and I was hungry and I had to go get something to eat. And I went got toasty after that, and went to the cigar lounge. I've been there before, like maybe like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I came here for work, for a conference. And I went to the same place, and yeah, it's just a chill vibe. It's a cigar lounge where you can actually purchase adult beverages at the same time. You saw me; I was inside, but then when the temperature cooled off, you didn't get a chance to see that part. I don't think I went outside and just chilled outside, and could people watch, which is something that I like to do. Just watch people going back and forth. But my phone was about to go super dead, so I looked up the directions to walk back to the hotel, but when my phone was at like 1%, I was able to call an Uber because I knew I wasn't going to be able to remember those directions because I was toasted. It wasn't going to happen. So right now, charging my phone, and then I might go back out because it's still so early. I just want to do some stuff, man. I just want to do some stuff, come back, take a shower, go to bed, get up, go back to Baltimore. You know what I mean? Go back to Baltimore and back to life as we know it. You know what I mean? But right now, I'm about to chill. We'll see what happens. Either I'm going back out or I'm going to sleep. One of the two. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, you know what I mean, some of the stuff I, showed you, the places I showed you. And when you come here, these are places you know you need to hit. All right? On guard. Peace. I'm out of here.
Yeah, so after I finished sleeping, because I am definitely not for the streets, I am getting old. I got myself together, got packed up, organized to make it easier for me to make my way back to Charm City. So I'm back in the airport, a little earlier than anticipated, unexpected. I might tell y'all about that later. It's early. And I'm here early. I got here like way too early because I didn't really know what to expect. So I got like 2 hours to burn. But I'm chilling though. It's a good day. Can't complain. Getting ready to head back to Baltimore. And just chill, man. I got the rest of the day, really. Because the kids ain't home. So I got the rest of the day to just chill, lay around. I probably need to recoup, honestly, and detox from the crazy eating and the crazy drinking that I've been doing since Tuesday.
All right, so we are back in Baltimore. Orioles are playing. Know what I mean? And it was a good trip. Can't lie, won't lie. Can't lie to you, won't lie for you. As I always say, New Orleans is always a good time, for me at least. You know what I mean? Everybody has preferences on places that they like to hang out, and this is one of the places I like to hang out. I've already been trying to find a date to go back, but I ain't trying to spend a lot of money to go back. So I look at the calendar, you know. When you're looking for a hotel stay, there's a calendar view you can look at where you can see all the prices at a glance, and sometimes that's how I plan my trips, by trying to find when they are the cheapest, right? Like, what are the takeaways from this trip, information I can give you that will help you out on your trip? Now, one thing I'll say is plan, plan, plan. Now, I know some of you are like, oh, it's vacation, I don't want to plan my trip. And I hear you, I got that. But unless you're going somewhere for an extended period of time, I'm talking like a week, 2 weeks, something like that, then you need to basically plan every day of your trip, seriously. Because these trips go by before you blink an eye, you know what I mean? And it's over with and you're back at work. And so you want to make the most out of that trip. You want to, like, if it was an orange, you want to squeeze into there and a drop of juice left, okay? Research, research, research. Google should be your best friend, okay? Before you go, you want to have this thing, like I said, planned out to a T so that you're not wasting time in the trip, while you're already in the trip trying to figure out what it is that you want to do, where you want to go, so on and so forth. And certain things like events, excursions, whatever, they become more expensive as you get close to the actual date, just like flights and hotel rooms, right? So if you have already pre-purchased your tickets ahead of time, you may save yourself some money. And I am all about saving some ducats. Don't know about you, but I like to keep my coin. Usually what I do is create a separate folder in my email, and I move all of the correspondences with vendors, tickets, confirmation emails. I put them all in this one particular place so that when it is time for me to go and I need to access these things, I can find them easily without like having to try to search through email. Because sometimes like you'll put in a keyword for something that you know was in that email, like address or the subject line, and it still won't bring it up, right? I don't know, emails are funny like that sometimes, so I'll put everything in one place. Now, I also go to Word and I, create a new document that gives you like options, and I search for itinerary, and I get a template from there, and afterwards, after I have everything booked and whatever, I fill out this itinerary with everything that it is that I'm supposed to do and the times I'm supposed to do these things, because my memory is not that great, right? And so this keeps me in line. I can refer back to this easily and know, okay, at 2 p.m. on Saturday, we're supposed to eat at this place, or we have tickets to go over here, whatever, right? And that'll help you out as well. You want to get you, like a sling backpack type thing, a shoulder backpack. Bring something with you because, especially if you're planning to be out all day long, you ain't gonna be able to carry everything in your pockets. And so you need to have something else, especially if you're not planning to go back and forth in your hotel room, right? And then get you like an external battery. Like I have a million of these things, and I have a big one. Somewhere around here, I can't find it right this second. I could plug in multiple cords. Even though I brought this with me, but didn't take it out on that last day, and almost instantly regretted it when my phone almost went dead before I could complete calling my Uber. If I would have had to walk all the way back to that hotel room, Jack, let me tell you, you know what I mean? And there ain't a lot of like yellow cabs and stuff like that just driving around in New Orleans for you to be able to hail them, right? So those are some tips right there. If you're going to be at a place for an extended period of time, or in like one hotel for an extended period of time, I suggest when you first get there, like asking for all the extras up front, like ask for your extra towels and washcloths and soaps and stuff like that, because like if you're out all day, you're coming back late, you really don't feel like having to wait for them to bring you stuff. And it seems like that person that works at night, they don't know anything about anything, which is why they put them on the night shift in the first place. They don't know what nothing is. They don't even know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? They be like, "How? What is that?" I'm gonna put some links and stuff like that down below to some of the places that I went to, so it'd just be easier for you to find if you saw like some of those things and you thought they were interesting, right? Please, por favor, subscribe to this channel, man. There'll be more stuff coming out. I'm already planning the next trip. Like I said, I plan these things in advance, broski, so I ain't gotta worry about it. It's just a done deal. So I'm already planning the next trip. And there's also other content that will be coming out in between that, not just the vlogs, but other content as well. And go check out my other channel, Whiskey Nightcaps, where I review whiskeys and give you some whiskey know-how. If you want to learn about whiskey or you want to deepen your knowledge, that's the place to be, Whiskey Nightcaps. And my name is Jason Davis, and I will see you cats later. I'll leave you with this, and then I'll be out. Nobody can do you better than you can, all right? Peace.